All right. Well, since they've got them all lined up, and like I said, we're not once they're all lined up, it's not a super big deal. I'm just going to announce that this is Operation Ash of the Clan Wars Frontlines. We're getting ready for the first round between NFTG and Nightmare. NFTG's coming out with 3 IS-7s and 4 T-57 heavies on Mines Encounter.
That's
That's a
crazy, man.
that's a scary lineup. What's Nightmare got there, Beast?
Yeah, on the side of Nightmare, we have Panther Shrek 113 and T110E4. We have MVG and his Bat Chat 25T, Pants on the Ground and Clone Guy, both rocking IS-7s, Wits in a T57 Heavy, Pure Nonsense in the E100, and got a dinghy in that 215B. Interesting pick. Uh, Great gun, great reload on that 215B. Not too mobile, but not as bad as a Monster in the 100 for sure.
NFTG not really taking anything with enough speed to just, auto claim that hill. NFTG coming out in the red for this first round, representing the Allied forces. Nightmare on the blue side, representing the Axis forces.
Hmm. Interesting. I do look for MVG. Should go ahead and take the hill, get some early spots. But I don't think that Nightmare is going to be able to stay on the hill with these autoloaders and these IS-7s that NFTG are bringing to the table right here.
They're sending MVG and his Bat Chat through the center. He's going to try and get the early spots and see. He knows he can get there first. Bit of a fishtail skid.
Sure.
He's not going to go all the way up, though. He's just going to light
Well,
them up and
I
retreat.
really like that play. Now, do we see Nightmare right here? I know they're all going ahead and flowing towards the cap. Definitely going to have to hill hug and work behind some of this cover. I'd like to see them. Yeah, definitely going to put early cap pressure on. Try to take NFTG out of their game or whatever they proposed and make them push into their plan right here.
Well,
I have seen this used effectively, but we'll just have to see how it plays out, Weasel.
NFTG's been given the entire opportunity to go up top, but with that cap pressure on, I mean, they've got 3 guys on cap under a minute for that. But with Clan Wars, you only get 20 points for the win and 7 points for tank survive, so you'll only end up with a maximum of 27 points if nothing happens but a cap win. So, I mean, yes, a win's a win, but in Clan
Then
Wars, it's
I,
really promoting the fight to happen for kills.
well, I think you still also get the you get 40 points right there. Oh, just huge damage by both 57 heavies to come down off that hill right there in that position. But
Yeah,
I do believe that you also get 40 points for
it's 20
40 points
points.
for capping the base as well. Oh, I thought it was 20 points for the win and 40 points if you cap the base.
No, it's 20 points if you kill them all, or 20 points if you cap it. It's not both.
Oh well, okay. I'm sorry,
However
didn't think so.
however you win, it's 20 points.
Well, that was
Unless I've
yeah, that was the
completely been
initial.
doing it wrong all along. um,
Well, that was the initial plan to kill 6 tanks, take the win, and cap the base. Permitted the maximum allowable points that you could earn in one bottle or one battle. That's why I could definitely be wrong.
I,
I am just a simple mod.
I don't believe. Yeah, we don't. Like I've said many times, we don't officially count the score. I don't believe. I think that was a misinterpretation of the rules, because of the way it was worded. I'm not entirely sure if that was true. I was never under the impression that that was true. That would be something that
Okay. Well,
CW.
yeah,
Yeah, that's not our call
yeah,
to make. We're
definitely.
the streamers, and as far as I'm concerned, Nightmare came out here and dominated that by going straight to the cap, forcing NFTG to address that issue. I mean, whether or not Nightmare was actually serious about taking the cap, or if they wanted to just draw them in, they were successful in that. They got 20 points for the round win, uh, 14 points for killing every tank, and 6 points for all their tanks, or 6 of their tanks surviving. That's a 40-point round, and 2 points for NFTG for killing a single tank. Panzer Shrek in his E4 having a pretty good game there, hitting 3,200 damage. And over on NFTG's side, having a goose egg by Nate in his T57, and really only Sherman in his T57 getting just barely 1,000, and Sniff My Wagon doubling that up with 20,000 or with 2,000. So they need to get their guns out there a little harder in this next round coming up. All right, so this time we've got Nightmare coming out with an E4, 2 Bat Chats, 2 IS7s, and 2 T57 heavies. What's NFTG bringing to the plate here?
We have Sniff My Wagon in the T110E4, U.S. Sherman in the T110E3. Sergeant Rick, Way Too Easy for You Too, Ghost PB, all rocking IS7s, and Strunk and Sandhog, both in T57 heavies.
NFTG trading a little bit of their... they brought a little more T57s last time. They traded them in for IS7s this time. And they've got the E4, E3 combo going. Where do you think they're going to place those TDs?
I would actually like to see the E3 maybe working out of the C4 area, and possibly the E4. The E4 could definitely work into the little nook right there at the E4 grid, almost D4, and then let your I7s work up onto the hill, and let your 57s maybe just have a little burst potential. We kind of see, early on what Nightmare is going to do. Nightmare with their 2 Bat Chats, definitely going to have a little bit more mobility, but it looks like NFTG is just going to flip the script on them. Everybody's going to head towards the cap. Throw this cap, try to make Nightmare push into them this time.
NFTG's sending their fleet towards the cap. Nightmare countering it too, though. We're gonna have a clash here.
Yeah, abandoning the hill, definitely going straight up.
Ooh. A few big hits there, hit way too easy for you. 2.
Nice shot by Sniff My Wagon into Wits as well.
Both teams taking some early damage.
Sherman needs to go ahead and hug the rock and flip his tank around. You definitely got to know 2 Bat Chats. One of them's got to be moving up the 1-2 line, as NVG is actually doing right now. Nice second shot into Wits right there by Sniff My Wagon too.
Oh no, Pants is on his side.
Uh-oh.
Don't think that was an intentional play.
Uh-oh, and he's taking shots.
Oh no.
Oh.
10-second timer auto-righted himself. Got taken half his health away though.
This E3 and this E4 at this rock though is just putting in the work right now.
E3, E4 is a nasty combo.
Now, since no one has elected to watch the AB line though, it does look like MVG has actually worked around into that A4 area.
He's on a reload.
These guys aren't careful. He should have some shots. 39 seconds still on the clock. Looks like NFTG is commanding about a 14% HP advantage at the moment. The E3 and E4 are coming in hard into these the E4, the I7, and 57 heavy though right here.
Yeah, you're gonna see a push, I think, from NFTG. They do have 1 gun advantage, but they can push in and take Pants out. Those Bat Chats are moving in on the flank. Pants goes down.
Really decent. Yeah, really decent crossfire setup by Nightmare right here. Just a little bit too little. Too late.
Yeah, the bat chats didn't quite time it right, and MVG went down. Smirnoff is on a reload, and he's on pretty low health. He's gonna have a hard time surviving his reload there with NFTG pinning him behind that building.
Sergeant Rick coming in to kind of try to save U.S. Sherman, but really all he ended up doing was just blocking U.S. Sherman to where he doesn't have a shot. Sherman's got to get in there
Sandhog's
and he
moving in
needs to
on
land a shot.
Smirnoff. He goes down.
And he goes down. Panzer Shrek goes down.
NFTG
Just have a couple IS-7s left.
just working it bit by bit here. I mean, it wasn't a clear-cut game up until moments ago when they pushed both the E4 and the Bat Chat at the same time. Now it's Clone Guy all by himself up top. Doesn't really have anywhere to go. If he drops down, NFTG's circling around to get him. He stays up there. Well, again, they're circling around to go up there and get him. He does have enough health left. He can be a bit of a menace. Maybe get himself an extra kill before this round is over. It's a bit of Billy Goat rock climbing there to come down, face to face with Sandhog. 2, 3. Sandhog's got one more. He does take him out with it. So there it is. NFTG coming back in the second round with a redemption in mind. Take a look at that, and yet again, it's basically a flip side of the first round. NFTG getting the 40 points for 20 points for the round victory, 14 for killing all 7 tanks, and 6 for 6 survived tanks. Nightmare only getting the 2 points for the single kill. So these teams have flipped it and done the exact inverse. It's a tie game right now, 42-42. 3,500 damage dealt by Sandhog there. Four shots at the end there to get the final kill is what put him over the top. Otherwise, Sniff My Wagon would have had the most damage dealt. Clone Guy over on Nightmare's side though, beating both of them out with 3,700 damage, but his team was not capable of following suit with the high damage. So far, this has been a great matchup. Pretty even. They split the first 2 rounds. Was it Northside that won both times? Yes,
Yeah.
Northside won both times.
Which officially, unofficially, is what should possibly happen, considering the Northside spawns are pretty much geared to give them a distinct advantage on this map in encounter mode comp play. But we'll see how it works. We've seen some teams earlier, split on each side, so definitely the opportunity.
All right, so we're getting ready here. We're gonna go into round 3 now. Round 3, and NFTG is coming back out with that E4 E3 combo that worked so well for him last round. 3 IS-7s and 2 T-57s. So that's just a repeat of last round's victory lineup. What is N bringing out? What is Nightmare bringing out to counter that?
Nightmare, we have Panzer Shrek in that T110E4. Pants on the ground, bringing out the Death Star, the 215B 183. MVG in that Batchat 25T. Coperness Boy and Clone Guy in the IS-7. Woods in the 57 Heavy. And got a dinghy once again in that 215B. I don't look for anything different out of NFTG, but it does look like that E3 just got the worst possible spawn that he could get out of this particular match. Really, the main call for mines to not be included in any type of comp event
Yeah, here he is.
whatsoever is this this particular reason right here. It's literally going to take this man 2 minutes to get towards the cap.
I mean, the E3 is not a very fast tank either. I mean, it's not the slowest tank he could be in by any means, but when you're all alone without a turret, he can't even turn his head to shoot at tanks as he's crossing either. So, but NFTG, I think recognizing that, coming straight to the inside of the hill here, that's going to protect Sherman's cross into cover. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal for him. I think the way NFTG has reacted to this is going to pan out for them. Pants on the ground, on the other hand, going through the water area all by himself. You don't see that happen too often. All of NFTG is above
Definitely,
him.
definitely not in a 183. That super long reload right there. You know, he might get a good pin, but
He's
be
um,
very, very costly.
wow, Panzer
Vander
Shrek
Shrek
just getting
lands it.
Shreked.
Yeah, he landed a great shot, great snap into Sergeant Rick right there, and then just ended up being a one shot.
Sergeant Rick gets
Manages to
hit for
land
coming
one
around
more
the corner
shot.
and killing him, uh, but he's still alive. Pants on the ground
Oh,
coming up behind here. You're going to see a big Ryatsi numbers coming up in a moment. Who's he going to zoom in on?
I'd like to see him put a shot in the Sandhog right here.
Sandhog's on a reload. He's got to get that shot going. 1639. Yahtzee. Doesn't take him out, though. And Pants retreats for a
Wow.
reload.
Got a dinghy though on that 215B with that massive reload. Just went ahead and managed to take Sandhog on down. 215B is an overlooked tank in a comp scenario, but you can get that reload down to 6.6 seconds for a tier 10 heavy. That's just a phenomenal reload.
And it's got a monster health pool, too. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's higher than the
It's
IS-7. It's only beat out
no,
by, I believe, the E100 and the Moss, the German heavies. I believe are the only ones that beat it out.
it's I thought it's exactly the same as the IS-7 2500 since the increased HP
Oh,
though of the
yes.
IS-7's buff.
That is true. That is true.
That's the only reason why though.
Because
Nice
they did
recovery
add
right
that.
here though.
NFTG
Great,
just squishing in on Nightmare, taking,
yeah,
sweeping the cap.
great recovery. Yeah, this is the only downfall of the 183. Yeah, super alpha. Now this guy's on a 20-second reload though. Uh,
They're gonna take him down before he gets loaded. But if he
yeah,
was able to get his
I think
shot
so.
off, he would have been able to add 2 points to Nightmare's score here, because basically almost anything he shot there would have died. NFTG, I think, realizing that and taking him out as quick as possible.
Oh,
I really
really
like the
didn't
way
like that play by
NFTG
MVG.
has. I really like the way NFTG has just been sweeping through as one single group here in this map or in this round.
Yeah, MVG right there prematurely gave away his position and ended up with a track shot into the EA4. So I would
Ooh,
like to see him,
some
wait
rocks.
around and let NFTG look for him a little bit longer. He probably could have got a couple of shots into that Stronk or Ghost PB right there. Got his team a few more points.
Now, yet again, my unofficial tally for this after battle results. NFTG getting 20 points for winning the round, 14 points for killing every tank, and 5 points for 5 survived tanks. That's a 39-point round for them. And 4 points for killing 2 tanks for Nightmare. As I always say, disclaimer, I don't officially count the scores. I just tally them up on the go so that the viewers tuning in, if they may or may not know how this efficiency score system works, we add these points up, and it's not necessarily this team beat that team. The scores get added up throughout the course of the entire weekend, and at the end of the weekend, the teams with the highest efficiency move on, and the teams with the lowest efficiency are dropped off, moving forward into the next operation. Having said all that, we have a few tanks getting close to 2,000 damage or just over from Nightmare, but too many of their guys just weren't able to get the damage out. Not quite hitting 1,000 even. Over on NFTG's side, we've got some big numbers coming out from Sniff My Wagon. 7 shots fired, 7 direct hits, 7 penetrations for 6,000 damage. Excellent game in the E4 by Sniff My Wagon. So we got one more round here. Nightmare looking, after coming out of in the first round with a victory, they're really looking to come back and even the series up with a win in round 4. All right, so we're lined up here, ready for round 4. We've got Nightmare coming back out. They've brought an E4 for this round, 2 Bat Chats, 3 IS7s, and a T57 Heavy. And I'm not sure, but I don't think NFTG has made any changes. What do they got there, East?
Yeah, it looks exactly like the same lineup. Sniff and Sherman in the E4, E3. Sergeant Rick, way too easy for you two, and Ghost PB all rocking the IS7s, and Strong and Sandhog once again in the T57 heavies.
I mean, if it's working for them, they've won 2 rounds in a row now with that exact lineup, I believe. Why change it now? I mean,
but that I don't care who you are, how good you are, how bad you are, or how blessed you are by RNG. Seeing a E3 hold down on flat ground right up against you across the way is just a super intimidating force. So the front armor is just massive. Would actually like to see Nightmare maybe be a little bit more aggressive with these bat chats on the 1-2. I mean, with NFTG not changing anything on their lineup, assuming that Nightmare is just once again going to go straight to the cab, I'd like to see them change up their strategy just a little bit.
Nightmare representing the Axis forces in the red. NFTG representing the Allied forces in the blue.
Wits might end up with a couple shots in the sniff right here. Got one to land early on. Like I said, it looks like that Nightmare is not pushing the cap hard this time. Went ahead and attacked the hill. So we'll see how NFTG is able to turtle up back here on the cap and have Nightmare push into them this time.
Nightmare sending 2 of their bat chats and a T57 across the islands here. Hasn't really been a successful play to move across that way yet, but see what happens. Stronk's over there to counter him, but Pants is able to hit an ammo racking shot on him. I'm sure he's used his kit, but once a kit's been used, it's gone, and you can have 2 kits, I guess, but if they manage to hit his ammo rack again, the chances of him reloading a second clip here, and he's reloading now. He's not going to get another clip reloaded. They're going to focus him out. He is able to back up and get some hard cover though. So let's move.
Nice shot right there by Sherman into Pants.
Pants and Smirnoff taking some damage there. They're up against that E3 E4 combo face to face.
Yeah, Smirnoff Sniff is not. Sniff in that E4 is definitely not the guy that you want in front of you, either. Yes, Strong's gonna go down. Should go down from Wits right here. Oh, Wits doesn't poke him. Now MVG's on a reload right here. Got a dinghy. It's finishing up. Looks like he's just now reloaded. Strong should be reloaded before MVG right here.
Oh, Strong gets taken down by Got a Dinghy. MVG sitting on very low health, hiding behind a building that is destructible. So he's got to make sure he doesn't touch that building and destroy it himself. That's always the worst when you're behind soft cover and you destroy it yourself. He's able to put a shot into Sherman before getting taken down by Sniff My Wagon. Pretty close matchup here, but NFTG holding the cap. I'm not sure if they plan on taking that cap victory, but they had it down to 13 seconds before it got reset.
Sandhawk goes down 5. Clone guy right there. Nice work between Panther Shrek and Chrome guy to go ahead and get that auto loader out. The clone guy goes ahead and decides to bail off the hill at this time, but unfortunately both IS-7s. Well, Smirnoff looks like, yeah, both IS-7s are down from that E3 E4 combo. Panther Shrek goes down. Sherman goes down. Sniff My Wagon manages to put a shot in the wits right there.
NFTG doing a good job focus firing. They've been taking tanks, taking guns off field. The 2 tanks they have left to
Wow.
kill were very healthy, and they're going to focus them out with a double gun advantage. Clone guy first, got a dinghy. Doesn't have anywhere to go. He's pinned between a rock and a
Yeah, he
cliff.
had a couple of low rolls right there, so he was not actually able to take out Sergeant Rick to get a couple more points for those guys. Great work though by both teams right here.
All right, NFTG coming out, getting the round victory for 20 points, getting 14 points for killing all 7 tanks, and 4 points for having 4 survived tanks. That gives them 38 points for this round, and 3 kills gives Nightmare 6 points. Again, I can't stress enough, these are not official points, these are just the quick tallies for the quick maths tallies for the viewers, so you have an idea of how these teams are doing as the match and the weekend progresses. My quick tally here tallies NFTG for this series as 119 points to Nightmare's 52 points. So NFTG claiming the most points so far on my stream today. Fame and Phoenix, who just played, split their rounds 2 each for an 84 and 87 point totals. So right now, NFTG is sitting in a good place. I don't know how if this would have been their first match of the day, of the operation. So off to a good start for NFTG.